friends, today I am going to show you how to create this fun and in the hoop project I think you're going to love. It's so easy to do. So this is one of my easier in the hoop quilt blocks that I have, and it's pretty quick. And so I call it like a half square triangle log cabin type block. Like I said, it's completely done in the embroidery hoop, and so no sewing machine is required unless you of course want to combine multiple ones together, which I suggest. So for example, if you were to make 4 of these blocks, look above, you could make that design for a quilt. But I just love doing it in the embroidery machine because it makes these really precise. So whether you're a beginner or a seasoned embroiderer, this is a great way to add some modern flair to a classic design. So let's just get started and I'll show you how it's done. Just like other quilt block patterns made in the embroidery hoop, you'll start by hooping a piece of tearaway stabilizer in your embroidery hoop. This design comes in 2 finished sizes, 5 inches and 6-inch blocks. For the 5-inch block, you'll need a 5x7 hoop, while the 6-inch block will require a 6x10-inch hoop. So once you've selected the correct hoop and loaded the design into your machine, bring it to your embroidery machine and run stitch 1. This is the placement stitch that shows you where to place your first fabric piece and all other fabric pieces in this design. In the hoop, quilt blocks are so easy to make because there's way less measuring involved compared to the traditional method of using your sewing machine. That's one of the reasons I love doing it this way. I usually just eyeball the fabric for each shape instead of measuring. It saves time and still turns out great. However, one drawback is there might be a little bit more fabric waste. For this first step, the shape you'll be using is a square. You can use a ruler if you like, or just do what I do and eyeball it. Place your fabric right side up over the placement stitch. Just make sure the fabric extends at least 1/4 inch beyond the outline. You'll need that overhang if you're sewing the blocks together later to create a larger quilt. Once your fabric is in place, run the next stitch. This is the tack down stitch that secures your fabric in place. The second shape in the design is another square placed directly on top of the first one. For the rest of the shapes, we're going to use the flip and fold method. So what I do here is what you'll do with the rest of the shapes. So what you'll want to do is cut your fabric piece just a little larger on one side to allow for that fold. I usually eyeball the size, no need to be exact. Place the fabric wrong side up, just overlapping the top edge of the first square's outline. Now run the next stitch, and this is the tack down stitch, which will secure the raw edge. Then, when that's done, gently flip the fabric up and over so the right side is now facing up, and give it a nice finger press to smooth it out. Then run the next stitch, which is the tack down stitch that secures the entire square in place. You will do this flip and fold method for the remainder of the shapes. Before the next step, I like to trim the top edge of the square to reduce bulk. Be careful though not to cut into the 1/4 inch overhang. You'll need that for joining blocks later. Continue using the flip and fold method for all remaining shapes. For example, if the next piece is a rectangle, cut a rectangle of fabric, place it wrong side up, and align it just past the tack down lines. Run the tie down stitch, then gently fold the fabric over, finger press it, and run the next stitch to secure the full shape. Do this until the complete design is finished. Once stitching is complete, remove the design from the hoop and tear away the stabilizer. Then, using a ruler and rotary cutter, trim a 1/4 inch seam allowance around all sides of the block. Give it a good press with an iron, and you are all done. This versatile design is perfect for combining into a quilt, table runner, pillow cover, and more. And like I said, if you make 4, you can create a unique design. Thanks for watching. This design is free on my Patreon. Check the link below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more creative fun.